Hey, y'all. I gotta get these eggs. Find me some fresh eggs. So I'm gonna put my fresh eggs with the other eggs. And I boiled some eggs. I'm gonna make some stuffed eggs. Then I gotta make my cornbread and some rice. Come on in, it's Monday. How y'all doing? I'm gonna see if they open me up. If they don't open me up, I'm gonna just go on about my business. I'm gonna greet y'all and go on and do what I gotta do somewhere else. You know, you get tired of playing with folk children. That's how I feel over here. Trying to get these eggs put up, y'all. Come on in. How y'all doing? Hey, y'all. Trying to grip these eggs. Y'all doing okay? Today. It's a great day. Today's a new day. Hey Jeanette, thank you for my gift. Thank you so much, Jeanette McCarter, in that order. Thank you, baby. Sometimes I don't even look at my, CA because I be so consumed with working. I don't ever even think somebody gonna give me nothing, so I don't ever look. Know what I'm saying? I'm grateful, but I don't never go look because I don't be expecting nothing. But I am so grateful. I'm grateful for anything and everything. You can give me a glass of water and I'm blessed. And you blessed. Hey, June. Y'all, I'm trying to get all my little eggs and stuff put up. I got the cutest little holders and stuff. I've been had them. So I can get rid of these trays. So this is 18 eggs a piece. And then I also have this one that holds 16 eggs. And then of course I got these extra ones up there. And then I cook the dozen. I buy a lot of eggs. So now I can get rid of all these trays and stuff like this. I don't like to keep stuff. I think stuff like this causes bugs. So I don't like to keep this stuff. I think it causes bugs. Hey, Vanessa Pipkin. So let me get these put back up. And they also take up too much space. I don't like all that. In my way. I still have my counters too full, but it's from bacon. So these eggs are about done. Hey y'all, hey. Listen, it's so much going on in this here world. It's so much. These are my little drinks that I'm finna drink. Help with my with the inflammation in my body. Y'all, God has been so good to us, and he's merciful, and we know how to get through a lot of things. We know how to live. We know how to live. We know how to live. And if we don't get too high-minded, and if we don't sit around here and don't act like you need to learn how to cook and clean and survive, and if you don't understand that you don't have to eat seafood bowls, no, you got people right now been living right there on the Mississippi River, and they ain't never thought about eating no shrimp every single solitary day. We stayed with the fish. And leave them crab legs where they at. Dummy yourself down. We are in war. We don't have to go everywhere. We don't need to go everywhere. Don't let them catch you with your work undone. Don't keep getting on these ships. I'm going to say it. And then you think they're going to get you here in America. No, they might. You might land that ship, and somebody can get on at another place. It could be the people that's filling the ship up with your groceries, that's got direct access. So you don't always got to think. You know, that's what they said on the news. They said after the Ramadan was over, then they were going to deal with us. Go to YouTube and watch international news. You can't. Fox be telling lies. You can't listen to the Fox. The Fox made a mistake the other day and played an old video that didn't go with the leader of this free world. He had a white hat on, and they had him in another color hat. But he ain't suing them because he liked them. Let me turn this off. This is one reason why I don't turn this off. I got a commercial vent. It's very loud. But let me get these eggs off of him, and I can turn this off. I'm going to take it down to 1. That's better, ain't it? Okay, so now we finna go peel. I'm gonna move y'all over here, because we're gonna peel these eggs so I can get them started. But we're gonna get opening up real good. We finna get going. I got just a dish or two in here from where this morning Eddie got Avery on the bus. I gotta have somewhere to put my pot. This hot, ain't it? You don't set hot stuff. Let me tell you something. Even if they tell you you can set hot stuff on your countertops, well, mine are not granite countertops. I went with the newer stuff, but it's just not good to set stuff out. Because I've seen some granite countertops when I show houses, and even though they say you can set it out the oven on there, you can see where it messes up the countertops. Eventually they'll peel. They do something. So I don't set nothing hot on mine. But y'all, we got so much to talk about, right? We get ready to talk about what happened after the Civil War. We had Bloody Sunday yesterday. Even though we know Bloody Sunday happened on March the 7th. But it fell on March the 8th. So we talked about that with John Lewis. He was 25 years old. They wouldn't open me up. I didn't have nobody on here. I had people on here, but not like they open me up normally. We know that we're in war. We know we have got 7 casualties, if not more. We've lost soldiers. They're talking about doing a draft. My question is he going to let his son go? And please don't say his son is tall, and tall people can't go to war. Yes, they can. Anybody can go to war, except for they give you the ones that cannot, and they give you the age limit. But in the case of war, in the case of drafting, in the case of needing, there is no age limit. Yeah, you can say you can't be drafted after you're 40. You in good health, and you ain't got nothing medically keeping you, and they need you, you can be drafted. And I told you, they wasn't going to be happy until he had their kids out there on that, in a war zone. Try 560. What's 560? Oh, I didn't have 560 on here yesterday. I sure didn't. They're not going to be happy. Now, they ain't going to take you. You done had, you know, health issues, bad knees and stuff. But in the case of need, anybody can pick up a gun as far as they're concerned. Hey, Catherine. Yeah, you was right, Willie. By the time I got through, get myself together. You notice I didn't kick against the prick when you said it. I said, you probably right. That's what I said. I said, I'm pushing for this time, but more than likely you would be right. And you was. Because it take a lot for my pain, and then I don't want to fall. I have to get on dizzy from medicine. By the time I take that medicine, it get a hold to me. I don't go back to sleep. I went in there, start getting ready. It's just I move a little slower. You know how that go when you going with some stuff. But we gonna talk. And if they open me up, they do. And if they don't, I'm gonna still talk this morning. I'm gonna go on and do what I gotta do. And then I'm gonna go over there to TikTok. I'm not gonna play around with AI. I ain't gonna play around with FB. I don't have nothing to protect us. We don't have no DEI. We don't have nothing. We just being controlled any way we move. But I do have a lot of vape stuff for sale. And I do want y'all to support me in purchasing some vape items. I'm not going to waste my money. And I'm going to tell you something else. If you want olive oil, you better get you some. Do you all cook with olive oil? If you cook with olive oil, two lives are on your page, but one cuts off. I'm only on here one time. I don't know why 2 lives is on my page. How can I have 2 lives when I'm just on here by myself? I didn't merge another live. What do you mean? Is something messing me up? Can you explain it so I end this live and start back over before I get into my talk? What are you saying 2 lives are on my live? What do you mean 2 lives are on my live? Because I need to know if my manager is doing something I don't know. He's not supposed to. He didn't ask me. I don't have 2 lives merged. That could be why my numbers are messed up. Can y'all tell me, what do y'all mean 2 lives are on my live? What are the 2 lives that's on my live? What 2 lives do you see? Hey, Miss Elvira. She says she see 2 lives. I'm trying to find out what 2 lives do she see. What 2 was on? Okay, I'm good. Okay. Okay. Well, I gotta make these stuffed eggs. Well, as you can see, they ain't opening me up anyway. That's why I want to know. Was it showing like Mama's Comfort Cooking or something? You gotta peel your eggs while they're hot. People can say you don't, but you really do. You have to peel these eggs while they're hot. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to get into us a good talk. And you already know that the Middle East is in Ramadan. You already know it's holy time over there. And the things that are happening, they have really not. Yes, what I was saying is, due to where we get our oil, our olive oil, if you want it, you better be able to get you some and hold it. It's no different than corn oil. When Ukraine ended up being in a war with Russia, you couldn't get corn oil like you could get corn oil. So now you're dealing with olive oil. There's going to be shortages of different things based on where you get the things. Well, China and Russia has agreed to go against us, in which Russia wants Iran anyway. And so Russia has been leaking out where our warships are and where our some of our camps are located, so that after this holy week or holy time, I don't know how long Ramadan lasts, but when it's over and they get ready to retaliate, on world news, they said America was doing boots on the ground. Ain't that something, boots on the ground? I got my boots on the ground. But anyway, they told them that they were prepared, more than prepared. They were more than prepared. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's not strange that a foreign country will be more prepared in war than we are. They live in war. You go to the Middle East. What do you find what happens in the Middle East? All they do is what? War, war, war. And you know what's getting me too? Israel loves this. Israel, I'm going to tell y'all something about Israel. Israel, their military, they call themselves some bad butts. Now they think, and they say they're better than America. I just messed this one up. You ain't going to get all of them right. I'm peeling them fast as I can. But Israel, they play hardball. They loving what they doing. But let me tell you something. I got a kid in school. We won't want nobody. And they sit there and said America did not bomb that school. Well, I'm sorry. The video came back and showed that it was a Tomahawk missile. Who has Tomahawk missiles? America. We bombed that school. Was that our intentions? Probably not. But we did it. But we did it. And now the new president over there, the new leader over there, is the son of the Ayatollah. And they also killed his wife. So this man is coming for us big time. And he already said it on international news. You got to go watch international news. Where can you find it? On YouTube. You can find it. YouTube got everybody's news on there because you got people in America that's from other places and they want to listen to what's going on in their countries. So it's called international news. Now you can keep going wherever you want to. At this point, you can't nobody get mad because warnings come before destruction. And you can go wherever you deem necessary. You don't listen, your outcome is your outcome. America has already said, wherever you travel, who channel is this? Got some fake news. Wherever you travel, it was on the news, baby. If it's fake, then it's Fox fake news. Because that's what I was watching this morning. I was watching Fox. So if it's fake, then it's Fox. That's all I can tell that person that said that. And then I watched international news. Channel 5 is Fox News, ain't it? Yeah, that's what I watched. And then I watched international news. Because when you living out of the country and you want to still know what's going on in your country, you're going to watch international news. So you could be from Africa or a lot of different places. But one thing about YouTube, you can find it all over there. Now, they have announced their new leader in Iran. And the new leader is the son of the Ayatollah. It was on the news. I don't know it. It ain't no lie. They even showed him. They showed the people being happy. Everybody is not sad. And everybody is not happy with what we did over there. So if it's fake, then it was reported on YouTube. We finna get started, y'all. I'm getting going good. And if you don't like what you hear over here, instead of being a disturbance, go on. We're gonna talk about some Black history today. We're gonna go down to Memphis, and we're gonna go over to Mississippi because it's gonna run together. You know, and we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk about history repeating itself. We're going to talk about how I told y'all I ran into a witch. I'm going to tell y'all how people are reenacting the Civil War. And they get costumes made in it. And I thought that was so disrespectful to the point. As much as I like the guy, George, he deals with her, so I don't want to deal with him. All right? And then we're going to talk about the fact that Mississippi, the Mississippi River, just like Lake Lanier here, is haunted because so many people jumped into the Mississippi because of the torture that they went through in slavery. And because of the Devil's Bowl and the bones of the people that were through in the Mississippi. Then we're going to go over to Memphis and figure out why does Memphis have such a killing spirit, crime. But we're going to talk about it because something happened a year after the Civil War. And it was the massacre of 1866 in Memphis. And how the Irish people of all people, because policemen became Irish people became police officers and stuff like that, and how they massacred this Memphis and what they did to the people and what they did to people of color. And how many people did they kill? And not only did they kill them, but they raped them. They burned down the churches and they burned down the schools and they unalived. And now you got to reap some of what you have sown. Let me tell y'all something about life. You don't have to believe me, but what go around comes back around. And what goes up must come down. And I'm here to tell you right now, it don't look like it sometimes. It don't look like your enemy is going to get what they got coming to them. But I promise you, if you live long enough, you'll find out. Putin is our enemy, always been our enemy. And why in the world would our leader, who knows that he wants Iran, trust him? How did he find out where all of our stuff was? When these babies come home in boxes. Little tender babies. It's just joined the military, 18 and 21 years old. I'm on here, Miss LaShawn. Mama Love, I'm on here. This me. So somebody just told me to listen to international news right now but I can't turn it on. Because as soon as I turn it on, AI is going to hit in the background and going to shut me down. So I can go listen to it and come back, but I can't listen to it right now. But I'll tell you this much. You lay down with a dog, you're going to get fleas. And I've been telling y'all for the longest. God showed it to me, so I just repeated it as it was given to me. And look what's happening now. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get all my stuff I should have already had. Let me get my egg tray. Well, much is given, much is required. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Listen, I'm not surprised. I don't know why y'all surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Nope. And I'm finna get into this talk, and it's gonna make a lot of sense to some of y'all. Some of y'all might get a little scared. You might not be spiritual. But you know, it's too many movies right now that's got symbolic messages in there. And if you don't pay close attention to the movies, then you will not know. It's that new movie that came out. What was that movie came out? What's the name of that movie that came out last year? Where the angel fell from heaven and ended up in Mississippi. And the black man sold his soul to play the guitar. His daddy was a preacher. And then, see, those are things out the Bible, because we know that the angel fell, the devil fell from heaven. He fell from heaven. He was an angel. He fell from heaven. We know these things to be factual, that he fell. And a third of the angels fell with him. And all of this is all the time centered around Mississippi. If you watch these movies, or the Down in the Delta, or the blues, every time you watch something, even down to certain artists and they backdrops that they had back in the day. You know, Isaac Hayes, he always had something with an angel or something on his stuff. But it's a factual thing that a lot of stuff they do, they either read it or they sending us a message in it. Well, I thought about how every town has its own little spirit that it covers and represents, and it's known for. Atlanta, LGBTQ. Who else got LGBTQ big time? Washington, D.C. It protects itself. Sinners. You look at that movie, Sinners. And the angel, when it starts, the angel falls out the sky. What does the angel do? The angel goes to this white couple's house and says, help me. And the white people don't let the angel in until the angel starts talking. They asked him in the movie, what are you? Are you an engine? They didn't say Indian, they said engine. Are you an engine or something? And when he tricked them to deceive them with money, and they let him in, he unalived them. You got to go watch it. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And it was about music. Well, we know, if you think about it, we know that the devil was over the choir. The devil loved music. We know that. We know that music is directly and indirectly mentioned quite often in the Bible. Because David himself was what? David was a musician, right? David himself was a musician. So we know this. So we see this quite often. So now we're going to talk about Memphis and what happened. We're going to talk about how black people, were everywhere we go, they try to tear it down when we grow. We're going to talk about how after the Civil War, a lot of people were settling in Memphis, Tennessee. And the black communities were doing good. They were growing, educating their children. Of course, our churches were doing great. Because why? Black people go to church. And we used to. And so the long and the short of it is that out of nowhere, it's always out of nowhere, these Irish police officers get into it with these freedmen is what they call them. Basically free slaves that had fought in the military. And they get mad because these slaves, which were no longer slaves anymore, were doing so good. And so they decide that they're going to start knocking on doors and harassing and doing all these things to these black men. And when we decided that we want to, you know, fight back just a little bit, give them just a little push, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, they decide that they want to start a war. Hey, Tiffany, you know what? I don't think I ever sent you your birthday money. The lady had to call me yesterday who did Avery hair and remind me I didn't pay her. I just having things, because I had that setback and so much pain. Everything just be slipping my mind. So, anywho, I'm going to take care of it. So, they ended up unaliving 46 black people in this massacre. They tried to call it like a little riot. It wasn't a riot. It was a massacre. They unalived 46. I'm using sweet relish for these. And they raped 5 black women. Ain't it amazing? You hate us so much, but you still want our tater salad. Yep. They, I'm going to use the end of this. They injured 76 people. They burnt down 4 churches. They burnt down 91 homes and 12 schools. Just because we were excelling. That's why I tell y'all all the time. You don't need nobody to tell you black history and you try to dog black people out in black history. Don't do that. That's why I got upset with that lady the other day with Jesse Jackson. I don't need you to tell me all the bad Jesse Jackson did. He didn't do all bad. He couldn't have. And instead of you letting the man go out in style. Now, this is how it looks. I ain't added no mayonnaise yet. Now I'm going to put a little sprinkle of sugar in here. And I'm going to add my mayo next. Instead of her letting that man go on out in peace, she wants to tell me all the bad they say Jesse did. Well, tell me the good that he did. Did you do anything Jesse did? Ain't nobody perfect. That was between him and his wife. And they say she didn't come to his funeral because she's not able to walk and get around. They say Michelle Obama didn't come because she's still upset with the things that Jesse made, his little comment that he made that time concerning her husband. But the thing about it, everybody is not forgiven the same way. Right? I'm just putting this in a little at a time. One thing about you have to just put a little mayonnaise in at a time. I don't like no runny. It don't take a lot of mayonnaise. But we got to quit remembering the negative and remember the positive. Right? Because we done been through too much for somebody else, especially for us, to try to be dogmatic to each other. Too many other people doing it for us. Well, what make you want to talk about this today? Because I want to talk about the releasing of spirits. And how, what if everything that we are living and have learned has just been like a video game? We learned that 3 companies own everything in America. Just a little bit more for me. We learned that 3 companies own everything in America. We just learned that. We are learning that they have chiseled and chiseled and chiseled and chiseled and chiseled toward the civil rights to the point that it was said we may not never have to vote again. That's playing with your mind to keep you from going to the polls. If you don't go to the polls during midterm elections and stuff, if you don't get up and go in November and different things, well, then they'll be right. Every town got a spirit, and it gets people to cater to the spirit when it get there. You notice they could not stay in Louisiana long. They tried to do the same thing after they did what they did over here in Memphis. Now, this is how it should be for me. After they did what they did in Memphis, they tried it in Louisiana. They tried it. They tried it in Louisiana, but it just didn't happen, and it just couldn't happen. See, what we fail to understand is, even right now, do you realize there are some states more valuable to people than another? Let me help you out. New York. New York City is not valuable. It's not. It is to you and I. But to our leader, that's the first place. If any state had to go, that's going to be the first state, because that was the state that went against him for him to pay a penalty in crime. So now what's going on? New York, Chicago. We talked about this. They told me I was a liar. New York, Chicago, Wisconsin. Canada has said, y'all utilities are finna go up. Well, it's finna go up because we won't stop picking with people. So we got to pay the penalty. We got to pay the price for constantly doing the things that we shouldn't have done with these tariffs. So now our brothers and sisters that we love that lives in these states, we are already dealing with high grocery bills. I don't see where it's America first. High grocery bills. Now gas. Now our brothers and sisters, utilities. Do you understand? Now war. I ain't done rumors of wars. Well, the Bible says that it does, but these people are trying to make the Bible fulfill itself faster. There's a group that is trying to make the Bible fulfill itself faster than what it is fulfilling itself. They're forcing it. They're doing it. I Googled and asked the question. I said, did the books that were wrote on this movie series called Handmaid's Tale, I said, do the heritage got anything to do with it? It says no. However, they did take some of their ideas from this book that was wrote in 1985. Got to pay the price. Well, I'm going to tell you what's going on with got to pay the price. The richer is getting rich. And the rich kids are not signed up in war. They're not in the military. But the average kid who wants to get his college degree, and the average kid who wants to escape a crime neighborhood, and the average kid whose mama and daddy told them that the military was a great way to start a great future. Those are the young men and women that are fighting and could be fighting in this here war. Those are the bodies of the kids that have been coming home. They are young people. everybody can't pay the price that they're making them. We don't really know how high the utility bills will get. We don't know if they decide we're just going to cut them off. We're not going to even run their utility bill up. Instead, we're just not going to give them any power. We're not going to give them no power. We're not sure. Right now, they're saying they're going to increase their power bill. But do you know that Ontario, Canada, they got the power to disconnect altogether? That's good. They don't have to give New York, Chicago, or Wisconsin power at all. They don't have to give them power at all. Please don't say nothing about me sucking my fingers. These is mine, my family's, for our dinner. So they don't have to acknowledge it at all. Yeah, I call them stuffed eggs. Some people call them angel eggs. Originally, they called them deviled eggs. Not the devil, but deviled. Deviled because you're using pickles in it. That's the only reason why. But you know how spiritual people get. Oh no, the devil didn't have nothing to do with it. It's deviled with an ED. But you know, so we just call them stuffed eggs around here. Let me find me some paprika real quick, y'all. And I just don't like mine runny. I can tell when people use too much mayonnaise. You don't even put a lot of mayonnaise. Y'all grew up eating egg sandwiches, egg salad sandwiches. It don't take a lot of mayo. So when I see people making it and I see them big gulps of mayonnaise, I'm like, oh no, that's gonna be runny. That's gonna be runny. That's gonna be too funny because it's runny. This is how your egg's supposed to look. They're supposed to be stiff. They ain't supposed to be looking white. It's supposed to still have the yolk. That's how they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to have it where you can't pick it up and eat it because it's runny. It's going to get cold and settle. But that one's broke. But it's still supposed to be hard, you know. It's supposed to be together. They ain't gonna put Barron in no military. He ain't gonna let his son go in no military. You can forget it. Hold on, we ain't done. We just getting started. But I gotta finish cooking, so I might as well talk to y'all while I be cooking. Hold on. No liquid in your eggs either. When you pull your sweet relish out, if you use sweet relish when you cooking, if you use cubed, whatever you use, dill. I don't know what you make your stuffed eggs with. Don't put the juice in it. And don't put a lot of mayo in it. Just add it in a little at a time. This device I use to mash mine up with. And I also use this to scramble my eggs. And it crumbled it up real soft and pretty. And I didn't, sometimes it just depends on who you're serving it to. Sometimes I just make me a light sauce in the food processor. I grind my sweet relish up a little bit more. Some people want to crunch, some people don't. If you're going to pipe it and bag it, some people will use the sweet relish juice. But I find that the juice can make it too loose. But see, I don't think nothing wrong with that boy. I just don't think he gonna serve. You can come up with any medical excuse when you don't want your child to be in the military. But see, one thing I know about royalty over there in England, you gonna serve your people. Oh yeah. That's why Prince Andrew got arrested. Because the stuff that he did it while he was serving and working for the British government. One thing about the British people, you're going to be in the military. All of them was in the military. All of them did their little time in the military. Harry, they all do it. Andrew, the king, all of them. You're going to do your military time first. You're going to serve your country. But see over here, Ali ain't served nothing. He ain't been in nothing. He escaped it his own self. When it was time for him to go into the military, he didn't ever go. And you sit around here, I don't care what y'all say. We ain't got no Congress. We ain't got no Supreme Court. They sitting around here letting all this stuff pass. They could have stopped this stuff. They could have stopped a lot of stuff. They don't want to. Everybody, it's another government inside the government, and they all working together. They are all working together. And it's going to be some reaping. And they just setting it up for us little middle class and poor people. So we going to reign one day. Let them keep doing all the work for us. We may have to rebuild, but let them keep doing it. No, I didn't put salt on the egg whites of the egg. It didn't need no salt on them. I sprinkled just a little salt when I was making the inside. No, I boiled the eggs in salt so I could peel them easier. But no, I don't have no reason to add no extra salt. My blood pressure back normal. I feel good. I had never experienced that. So I'm not finna oversalt nothing. They've always hated us. And that's why some people go down a rabbit hole and they say in theory that this is actually, they claim that this is really the promised land. Let me show y'all what I got. So if y'all want to place an order, baby, I got it right now. I didn't mean for that to happen. Look. You want to place an order? You can place an order. Look. I have stocked up even on the new tropicals. If you want to place it, you better get it while the getting is good. Because after a while, things are just getting too high. You see what I'm saying? We don't know what's going to happen. I know I was watching this guy. He said that it cost him $1,200 now to fuel up his 18-wheeler. $1,200 to fuel up his 18-wheeler. So things will not be the same. The cost of food, the cost of living, the cost of vehicles. I don't know who can afford. My seasoning will be ready this week. Yes. I don't know if I'll still be able to get my bottles. Like, see, I keep my stuff like this. That's what I cooked last night. And put towels down so I can put it back in the oven. Yeah, my season will be ready Wednesday. But after a while, it's gonna be some things we ain't gonna be able to get. So you better get it while the getting is good. We barely can take care of ourselves. That's why we used to buy from other countries. And now it's to the point, there are certain things that you gonna want, you ain't gonna be able to get. Just like I was saying. Do y'all remember when Ukraine was in the war, you couldn't find corn oil nowhere? Well, you may not be able to find olive oil. Y'all, I'm looking for my yellow rice. You know, you may not be able to find olive oil. I don't know what my husband did with it. You may not be able to find olive oil now. What that man do with my yellow rice? It's in a container. I know where I keep it, but I don't see it. Yeah. So things are not gonna be the same. And I think America just lives in it can't happen to us. We're going to be all right. I'm going to pray. Well, I don't go along with what everything Tracey say. You don't have to. You don't have to go along with nothing I say. Go read your Bible. We're going to suffer. We're going to have to endure. We're going to go through things just like everybody else go through things. We got to. The Bible tells us that we're going to. I do not know what he did with my yellow rice. You know how you get your mind fixed on something? I was going to do yellow rice to go along. I got green beans. And I got, with the potatoes, the stuffed eggs. I did chicken, boneless, skinless chicken, and baked turkey wings. And I got that. Was supposed to go over the rice. Now, I don't want to leave out this house because I already know I got yellow rice. And it's in a big container. It's just the fact, what did my husband do with it? That's the only thing I hate when I'm down, or when he calls himself getting in my kitchen. He moves things around. But let's get talking about spiritual awakening. Listen, y'all. Oscarville in Georgia. In Gainesville, Georgia, Forsyth County. Oscarville. Lake Lanier. It's hunted. The Mississippi River is hunted. Do you know how many slaves died in the Mississippi River? Do you know about the Devil's Bowl? How they always connect the devil to Mississippi. The Punch Bowl. The Devil's Punch Bowl. They say that the bones still wash up on the shore. The Mississippi River is the longest river there is. It stretches 2,350 miles. It's 11 miles across it, wide. And on average, the Mississippi River, as they say, it swallows up. So many people die in the Mississippi River. It has swallowed even ships because of its current. Did you know that the Mississippi River reversed itself in the Great Flood of 1927? It started going in the other direction. Hey, Pepper Hodge. Do you realize that the Mississippi River, and they say all the bridges that cover the Mississippi River is hunted? Do you know in 1927 there was a flood down there in the Delta in Mississippi? And all of the white people were taken to higher grounds and given blankets. But the black people were put in concentration camps. Yeah. It's true. They took the black people to rebuild the levees. Just like what they did in New Orleans with Katrina. See, history do repeat itself. And then it leaves spirits. And I don't care what y'all say. The Bible tells us the angels are encamped around and about us, blocking off what? Spirits. You have spirits that are roaming unsettled, are not laid to rest. You don't have to believe me. It's in the Word of God. Jesus said, if I don't go, then the Comforter can't come. What is the Comforter? The Spirit of Jesus. The Bible say when God made man, he made a spirit. The Bible say we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against spirits, evil spirits, principalities, spiritual wickedness. That's why they call earth. They call the devil the prince of darkness. They say it's his domain. He failed here with a third of the angels first. Why do you think when Cain killed Abel, God said, you got to get out of the Garden of Eden? Cain said, but if you put me out, they gonna kill me. And God said, I'm gonna put a mark on you right here, and they'll know where you came from. Well, who is the they? Also in the book of Genesis, it talked about the angels sleeping with the humans, and they created these Nephilim things, which were giants. And if you remember, when Moses crossed over the Red Sea, and when Joseph and Caleb went to spy out the land, they said it was giants over there. Remember, God told Noah, don't you let them on your ship. He planned on destroying all those, because the angels shouldn't have slept with the humans and created these evil giants that would kill you. I don't fool with Lake Lanier. I've been there. I wouldn't even get in the water. And I never want to go back there. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. Mississippi is the #1 river. Memphis, all the bridges where people say they've seen folks and they disappeared, or something jotted across the road, or so many people on their way to freedom drowned because of the current. Mississippi. The word Mississippi was named by the Indians, and it means many waters, not just one. The Mississippi, the great state of Mississippi, they keep it in poverty. Many waters, which leads into the Gulf Shores. But it also has such pain. And after the Great Massacre, the people in Memphis just was never going to let anybody else take nothing from them. And so when we look at some of the places they tell you, and you in Memphis, baby, don't go to. Don't get caught over there, just like they tell you in New Orleans. They say, don't you get caught over there at Whitehaven Coral Lake. They said, don't you get caught over there at the White Havens. In that area alone, in Memphis, 261 crimes. Well, they say Shelby Forest Park, Shelby Forest Fraser Park ain't no better. 285% crime rate. Riverside Park. They said you got to be careful. Over 5,000, over 300 and something murders alone, because a spirit can hover over a place. Atlanta. Let's talk about where I'm from. We're just talking about spirits now. We're not dogging nobody's place out. We don't control what hangs over us, but we can control and understand where we live. Atlanta missing and murdered children. All those kids. They said one man did that. There's one name I never forget, Luby Jitter. I never forget him. Why? Because he was retarded. He was over 200 and something pounds. Wayne Williams, 5'6", 5'5", not even 200 pounds. How could he bench press dead weight of a retarded guy who was over 6 foot tall and 200 and something pounds, pick him up over his head and throw him in the Chattahoochee River? He couldn't have done it. I never forget, I loved his name, Luby Jitter. Luby Jitter. He couldn't have done it. I believe back then, the KKK was unaliving us at a high rate. And children taking in and abducting them. Even right now to this day, as you see, half of the people that get abducted is in a white van. Or they have a van or a car pulled up by you. Or they're putting something on the gas pumps. That's why they say be careful. They say be careful if you see anything white or anything on your door handle knob on your car. Call 911. Pay attention to your surroundings. When I gave y'all those 5 steps, I gave you what God gave me. Get up and give God the glory, the honor, and the praise. L.Y.F.E. Love yourself first every day. Pay attention to your surroundings is number 3. Pray without ceasing is number 4. And then you go and put all these children on milk cartons when they probably was over there at the island of Dr. Monroe. So where we live, we got that. The second spirit they cater to is LGBTQ, homosexual. In Atlanta, they protect them. Another state that does that, Houston, Texas, they move together. Now there's a lot of LGBTQ in Houston, Texas. The third state they're moving to now is Charlotte, North Carolina, because they moved together as a young community. The next one that really undergirds them like Atlanta is Washington, D.C. There's not saying, hey, Sheila, oh, Sheila. That is not saying that other states don't deal with it. Memphis, murder. Atlanta, murder. You don't hear where Memphis caters to LGBTQ though. But they have other things they cater to. They're high in crime. Chicago, right down the street from Memphis. Murder. Hey, honey bun, I've been missing you. You'll come tell me, hey, but I don't see you no more. Murder. Can y'all name some more places? So what I'm trying to tell you is, I don't know what every state, but I do know that there is these states and they have spirits and they cater to them. Everyone does. That state and then the cities within it have issues. Just like you know how you can say, oh, well, this little city here, honey, they got so much incest. West Virginia. West Virginia has a spirit of incest. Them people in the mountains, them Appalachian people, they inbreed with each other. I could go on. It's different spirits for different things. Baby, you got to. I told God today in my prayer, I said, God, I don't want to have to keep going from pillar to post to make a living. I don't want to have to be seeking for people to bless me. It's not a good feeling. I never have been in this place before. And I asked God to deliver me. Bring me out from having to go and do battles and ask people to bless me. Because if they had it in their heart and they wanted to, they would. And it's getting to be something that I just never thought I would be in this place. So I don't know how long this season is going to be for me. So I'm working in the back end trying to do some things. And that's why you can support me. Because some of you don't give unless you're getting something. So I have something to sell. The season is to be a Wednesday. And I have baked goods for sale now. I got LeJune Jones. She's ordering some of the tropicals. What about, I can't tell you about North Carolina. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. Every spirit got something. Every state got a spirit hovering over it. Every state. That's why, let's just use Florida, because I know a little bit about Florida. Let's just say Florida and Savannah and New Orleans. Memphis. That southern state circle, that southern little loop like that, like a hook. It goes down to Florida like a C, like a hook. You see what I'm saying? New Orleans and Memphis, like that little C hook. They don't play with you because they have resilient people there. See, Florida was settled by Spain. And so that's why a lot of people in Florida speak Spanish. But remember, the Samoan Indians lived in Florida. And they did a revolt when they were coming against the Indians, because they all went that way, because they said if you made it to Florida, the Spanish people said you would be free. So a lot of slaves worked to get to Florida. And that's why you don't go messing in Dade County. You don't go messing in Duval. They are resilient people. That's why if you pay any attention, ICE could not stay in New Orleans. They said that they were making them sick. Baby, the National Guard could not stay in Memphis. They stole the trucks. Yes, you notice ICE got iced out of those areas. I'm just showing you. I'm giving you examples. These are good. This is pineapple, green apple, spinach, turmeric, black pepper, ginger, and lemon. And this is good. Her name is Latoya Stevens. And she sells these. And these are so good for people that's got arthritis or inflammation in your body. It's loaded with the turmeric and everything. No. You're going to always have National Guard everywhere, Miss Yvette. But I got National Guard here. The National Guard is everywhere. But we're talking about when they tried to come in and take over, like in Minnesota. It didn't happen. Prime example, we got ICE in Atlanta, Miss Yvette. You ain't hearing about nothing on the news, is you? We don't play. It ain't gonna happen. Not like it happened in Minnesota. It's not gonna happen. See, when all this stuff was taking place and all these massacres was taking place in Memphis back in the day in 1866, your governor and your mayor didn't do nothing. But in Atlanta, welcome to Atlanta, where the civil rights movement began. Baby, they don't do that. They just bought a warehouse and social circle outside of Atlanta to cage people. That's no better than you going back in Hitler's day. We ain't never had concentration camps like that since the Delta and the Devil's Punch Bowl. No. She's not understanding what I'm saying. So, yes, you're right, Yvette. You're right. Because I can't make her understand what I'm saying. So she says that they got National Guard there. But what I'm saying is we all got National Guard. And we all got police officers. But they are not taking over like they do in other places. It just depends on your resilience. They did not do it in New Orleans. They're not doing it in Atlanta. They will not treat certain places the same way. He know he cannot come to Atlanta and roughhouse nobody like that. I'm not saying people don't need assistance. That's why we were talking about their spirits everywhere. But at the same time, people are changing their hats. Yeah. No, they ain't done Memphis. They ain't took over Memphis. Trust me when I tell you they have not. They have not. They have not took over Atlanta. They're there. They do things. They do have little small cases that pin, but they're not taking up. They're not going to them schools and scaring those kids. They ain't going to nobody's churches. They ain't running stuff. It's your government. It's your governor. See, right now, they're trying to keep us from voting. Because they say, because we got married and your name changed. Say your married name was Audrey Jenkins. Now it's Audrey Jenkins Moore. Well, they saying, how are you Audrey Jenkins on your birth certificate, but you're Audrey Jenkins Moore on your driver's license now? You telling them I got married. The government is saying they're not going to use marriage license. So it's up to your governor of your state to allow marriage license to prove that you're the same person. Yeah. Everybody got the National Guard. And the National Guard can assist the police anytime they want to. But ICE is in Atlanta. And they bought a facility here in Social Circle. Because they've been buying it with your government money. Our taxpayer money has been buying these places up. We have spent over $700 and something million for ICE to buy warehouses to house human beings in. But they are not going to be sitting around here dragging us and beating us and putting water hoses on us. And we are the people and the spin-off and the ancestors that endured what we went through in Atlanta. And Bloody Sunday walking over Edmund Pettus Bridge. We don't take that mess. And you got too many YNs in Atlanta. You got too many. They ain't going to try it everywhere. They are not going to try it everywhere. I wish ICE would come through the projects in Memphis and throw some young kids on the ground. It will be all over the news. It's just not going to happen. They can assist in whatever they want to. They can be him, but they're going to govern themselves accordingly. That's what I'm saying. I promise you. I promise you. Let me tell you what happened to this black lady. She was running for a seat in Atlanta. I can't remember what race. I think it was for mayor. She was doing pretty good. But she messed around and did a campaign on the wrong thing. She campaigned on shutting down the strip joints. Why did she do that? Why did she say when she became mayor, she was going to shut the strip clubs down? Baby, T.I., Mike, Big Mike, and some more got together, talked to the people, campaigned against her. She lost her race. She said she was going to sue T.I. You can't sue him. He campaigned against you. That's not against the law. She was angry because he caused her to lose it. T.I. took to the news and he said, well, she lost the race because she campaigned against the wrong thing. You ain't gonna shut them strip clubs down in Atlanta. That's why you got that song, Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play. Baby, they come to Atlanta. The rich, the big time people. They gonna come to Magic City. Back in the day, they used to have the Purple Onion. I don't think they got that no more. But they got Blue Flames and Magic City. And Magic City was found, they got their own show. As a matter of fact, the basketball game is supposed to have Magic Night. They're going to be playing the Orlando Magics, but it's Magic City Night. So they have hooked it up with Magic City Strip Joint. People trying to stop it. There's a couple of NBA players saying that don't look good because their families come. Yeah. And that the people that work there, the cheerleaders and stuff, they're taking the attention off because they were going to give a little halftime to the Magic City girls. Yeah, it's been all on the news. You got to be blind not to have heard about it. And supposedly after the game is over, everybody's welcome to come to Magic City where you can purchase the best hot wings and things like that. Yeah. I'm telling you the truth. You're not going to mess around with some spirits. And in Atlanta, they got that stripper spirit. Y'all thinking about the pink, what was that called? The pink that used to come on that hadn't been on about 4 years where they was down there in Mississippi and they had a club called the Pink. Well, baby, they got a club called Magic City. And a black man started Magic City. And his wife didn't understand it. She divorced him, everything. And he got some money. And when I tell you, when they go through their door and when the rich people come in, if you want to even watch the movie BMF, Blowing Money Fast, Black Mafia Family, however you want to call it, they would go there and drop hundreds of thousands in the sky and let the money fall everywhere. And they say if they like you, the stripper said you can't even dance no more because you'll fall because the money is packed so high on the steps. Yeah, P Valley. T.I. let them know fast. One thing you not going to do is campaign that you going to shut down one strip joint in an ATL. I don't know what else to tell you. You might want to find something else to campaign on. She didn't want to. She didn't win. It's certain towns and cities got spirits over them. Lake Lanier, I don't care what you say. I don't care what color you are. They built that dam on the murdered backs of innocent people that did not do nothing. They always make up a fake story that somebody black raped somebody or killed them. And then what they needed to do was they needed to build a dam. That's a man-made lake that backs up to a dam. And there were black people that had bought their property, Oscarville. And they were living there. They had their own little racetracks and gas stations and church. They had a whole community. And the government wanted that land for that dam. And they made up a story. And they hung 4 black innocent men in town. Then they went on another riot, as they want to call it, but a massacre. Unaliving and burning down churches and doing all that stuff. And now anybody that goes to that lake got the most deaths than any. Like it literally, not more than Mississippi, but it literally every summer, it can have anywhere from 2 to 10 drownings. And it's because there's blood. What's that good singer name? What's his name? Usher. He took his stepson, and they were both skiing. And Usher's son died, Lake Lanier. You said Lake Norman in North Carolina. It's like that too. Yeah. But see, you can't talk to people. People don't believe in spiritual wickedness. People don't believe that unrested spirits. When the Bible clearly tells you, you ain't wrestling against me. I'm still in the flesh and blood. You ain't wrestling against me. But principalities. Principalities. I see some small packs of rice. Spiritual wickedness. And high. You're not wrestling against me. I had to think about where he might put something else. So when you stop to think about some things, you have to think hard. Spiritual wickedness. And what kind of places? High places. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something that may seem scary to you, but it may not. You know, because those angels slept. I found some yellow rice. I found this. I'm going to go and cook this. But because those angels slept with the humans, the Lord said He going to judge sexual spirits. It says the fornicator and the adulterer, He gonna judge them. You notice that God said those two spirits He was gonna judge because they two different ways. Hey, Tay. One way is adultery. That means you're already in a contract with somebody. Fornication means you are having freestyle sex. You're not married. So He said, I'm going to judge them. I believe the reason why God is going to judge those people is because of the spirit that is connected to sexual impurities, sexual sins. Prime example, you don't know if that girl is promiscuous because she has been touched on in her own home from her own family. We don't know that. So God is going to judge her because you don't know everything. Adultery. It's not justifiable that nobody go out and have adultery. But we don't know why they're committing it. We don't know if that woman refuses to sleep with her husband. We don't know if that husband caused that woman from being so mean to her, beating on her, that he's pushed her into the arms of somebody else. But what we do know is God said, I'm going to judge them. I'm going to take it upon myself. And I'm going to judge these sexual sins. Now, let me ask y'all a question because I'm losing people. And I don't think I'm losing them. I know they didn't open me up. And I'm getting laughing spirits in Him. So what's funny? What's funny? When I end my live, I can go back and see who's laughing. So if you bold enough to laugh, be bold enough to say you on here and you the one laughing. So He said those people He'll judge. And so I was just wondering to myself, you know, hey, Callie, I said to myself, you know, when we travel, you got to be careful where you traveling. I think about how some of y'all, I could have some mattresses to give away right now. And you'll say you don't sleep on nobody's mattresses. You'll take the bed. That's what this lady told me one day. Oh, I'll take your bed, but I don't want the mattresses. You take your butt to a motel and you sleep on them mattresses that everybody done slept on and probably got bed bugs. You go on a cruise. And we know how many people sleeping on them mattresses on a cruise. And you would sit here and somebody telling you, oh, baby, it's my guest bedroom. I don't sleep on the mattresses. Thank you, Dr. Judy. But you won't take the bed and mattress trying to be high-minded. But do you realize how many spirits done laid on them mattresses you going on there and sleeping on? You ain't got no anointing oil. You ain't prayed over nothing. You don't know how many people use that hotel room to commit adultery. How many use it for fornication. You don't know what kind of spirits housed up in that hotel room that you staying in. You don't know how many. Let me give you an example. Oh my God. When I was in Tennessee, staying at the Reed House, they told me that room 17, that you can hear the woman walking around because the husband unalived her for committing adultery at this hotel. And her spirit is trapped in that room. Around Halloween and everything, you can hear it. It scared me. I couldn't sleep. I sit down there and listen to all that mess, and it ruined me. Now I went back and I stayed on the new side. But I told Eddie, we don't anoint nothing. We don't pray over nothing. You don't know where you come into a counter of a spirit. You don't know where you can come in and counter of something that make you change your mind. You don't know why when you cheating, it feels so good than when you with who you're supposed to be with. You don't know why when you out here committing fornication and you ain't supposed to be having sex, it feels so good. You don't know why it's sneaky that you sneaking around with somebody. You don't even have to be married to them. But you just sneaking because you ain't supposed to be doing nothing. But while you are out there doing it, like Stevie Wonder said, you grow up and learn that kind of thing ain't right. But while you were doing it, it surely fell out of sight. You don't know who you laid behind. Some of them don't even change the sheets. You can get one of those glow up things at night and they say you can see all kind of stuff and that people done and left, and whatever they done in them beds is showing. The stains is in there. And we take our little highfalutin butts and we lay down. We ain't got no oil. We ain't prayed. We ain't done nothing. We don't know what could take possession or control. Oh, we got you now. You laying in a bed of affliction. You laying in a bed with a full of fornication and adultery. You done this and you done that. Oh yeah, we gonna put your mind on something. We gonna make you. Why you think when you go to a hotel room, all of a sudden you want to get so freaky? How? Why do you go to the hotel room to get you a piece? Let me rub you up and down till you say stop. Let me do all the things you want me to. 'Cause tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you. Why you can't get freaky at home? Why you can't get it at home? Because the enemy already setting you up for your mind to be more explicit somewhere else. People can hear you hollering and screaming and moaning. I'm telling you the truth. They used to say you can't take everybody's stuff. My mama had my uncle's guitar. That guitar was playing every night. All you heard was brum, brum. My aunt had her mama's sewing machine. And she didn't want to get rid of it, but she took it in the shed. She said, because all night long, she just heard the machine going on and off. I had that mixer that day. When I was talking about the Indians, that mixer came on and that mixer came off. And y'all witnessed it. And I lost a little hair right here with the hormone thing. I just lifted up. You can see it. It gave me a little cowlick. Not on this side, but it did over here. So I just take my hands and just pull my hair down like that. But it'll grow back. That's when I was like, what is going on with me? But, yeah. Oh, we can put on 12 play. Hey, one, we'll go to our room for fun. That's 12 play. Two, it'll be just me and you. I forgot the other ones. But yeah. And the thing about it is, we act like we don't understand that we are not wrestling against what you see. You wrestling against what you don't see. That's why I tell my husband all the time, he likes scary movies. He all the time wanting to watch vampires. I like vampires, but he like The Walking Dead. He like all that. I don't watch none of that to torment my mind. I don't watch it. I tell him, well, you can go watch it. We ain't gonna be able to watch nothing. I'm not watching nothing scary. I don't want to watch nothing eat somebody. I don't want to watch it. That's why it says, let the mind which was in Christ Jesus be in you. Creating me a clean heart and renew the right spirit. Because things can get attached to you. That's why you got to renew the right spirit. You don't know how you got on drugs. Your life was going good and all of a sudden, it went down a rabbit hole. There are some people can tell you now, I don't know what happened. That's why they used to tell people, don't you leave your drink unattended. Somebody slipped something in it. It got to enter your spirit. It got to enter. That's why when you be fooling with somebody and that man release himself in you, he's releasing himself in you. And that's why some of y'all can't get satisfied, because John had a big one and he could beat it good. But Earl could eat it good. And the other one was tender. And you wrestling. You're laying with somebody else and you got 13 people on your mind trying to get your rocks off, as they say. We are talking about spiritual things and connectors, even to cities, even in your life, even in churches. You have to even be careful when you go to church. There are spirits housed there to torment you. Have you ever been to a church and a person picked at you at one church, you go to a new church and that person puts you in the mind of the person that used to get on your nerves when you left the last church? That spirit followed you to the other church. And don't tell me no spirits can't hang in no church, baby. A church is a body of people that's trying to do better. Baby, spirits can go anywhere. And if you had enough power at that church, they would not stay there. That's why I don't go to Stone Mountain. It's a spirit there. They got all those Confederate soldiers carved in that rock. And us black people go right on over there. And I done walked it. I'm guilty. I done walked Stone Mountain back in my young days. Well, why in the heck do I want to go to Stone Mountain? I don't. I don't. I don't. Not anymore. You'll sit here and act like I can't wash your feet in church. Watch this, Sheila. You sit here right now. If I told you, Sheila, come on and get in my bath water. Sheila, you tell me I ain't getting in no bath behind you. I'm on stink first. Sheila, this all the water we got. Because see, I grew up that way. My mama bought a big trough. And we all dipped in it. She dipped the girls. When she got through bathing the girls, she had more water boiling. We poured our water out and the boys had to start. But you would tell me, I ain't bathing behind you, Tracey. I like you, but I ain't bathing behind you. We are so deceived, aren't we? Because we go get in a swimming pool with people that pee in the pool, full of scabies, could have skin diseases. The chlorine is gone, all the bacteria, and you swim and get your face in it. And the water get in your mouth. And you can tell the chlorophyll is letting you know something going on. After a while, the people say, get out the pool. The pool would be closed for 30 minutes. We got to clean it. We got to shock the pool. All the people that go to the ocean while they out there sunbathing, they don't walk back to their room to use the bathroom. They pee in the ocean. The problem is you can't see that the water changed in the ocean. But all that ocean water getting all up in your mouth full of piss. And you done missed out on the promise. Piss over the promise. Y'all get what I'm saying? We don't think. We don't think like right now it's our children that would be going to war. Not the rich people's kids. They kids are already set up. What they need to go to war for? Why they gonna send their kids in the military when they rich? It's our children. Don't y'all grab it? Don't you understand it? They just put the stuff out for us to have. They bait us. They don't go buy it. They pay. Rich people pay. We rich people get paid to wear other people's name brand clothes. We the ones go buy it. If I called and said, Beyonce, cousin, will you wear good goobly goo? She may say, yeah, if you pay me like $50,000, I'll put the shirt on. How many days I gotta wear it? Like, I'll wear it one time. Some people broke. And if you tell them that your church needs $25 from every member, you'll come on here and put your video up. But if they tell you people paid $1,000 a seat to sit at a concert, or somebody made $35 million or $20 million just in a concert over the summer, you don't find nothing wrong with it. And they're not going to be praying for you. You don't realize you in a big bathtub with a bunch of people. You're in a big bathtub. A pool ain't nothing but an oversized bathtub with some chlorine or Brocacil or something in there. And you don't have no problem. That's why your skin start getting irritated after a period of time. Do we think? No, we don't. Do they? They look like Eugene? We don't think. So, every place has some spiritual ties. What are your spiritual ties? I don't know. I don't know, but as black people, as history repeats itself, if you get in tune with what happened, let's find out what happened today in black history. Let's see what happened. When did we go through the Great Depression? Because we know it was around when? 1926, right? What day was the Great Depression of 1926?
The Great Depression didn't start in 1926. It began with the stock market crash on October 29, 1929, also known as Black Tuesday.
Yeah,
this event triggered the worldwide economic collapse.
Let's start it over. The Great Depression of 1929. And they call it the Black. Let's do it again. What day was the Great Depression of 1929?
The Great Depression began with the stock market crash in late October 1929. Key dates include Black Thursday, October 24th, and Black Tuesday, October 29th, which is often seen as the start of the panic. For financial advice, consult a professional.
So check this out. They call that, right, Black Tuesday and Black Thursday. Why do we have Black Friday shopping? You know why? because shortly after that, they released, or was it 1926 that they released the Santa Claus? Let's find out. I can't get my dates up. When did Macy's release the first Santa Claus float?
Macy's debuted the first Santa Claus float during their Christmas parade, which is now the Thanksgiving Day parade, on November 27th, 1924. The original float featured Santa in a horse-drawn sleigh, and he was crowned King of the Kitties at the end of the parade.
Okay, I'm going somewhere. Yes, I do too. Oh, so we already know that this is 2026. So in 1929 was the Great Depression. If history repeats itself, we finna go to a Great Depression. What, 3 years from it? Okay. Just stay focused before I forget what I'm looking for. Okay. Wait a minute. I want to find out when the Renaissance era was. When was the Great Renaissance era in New York?
The Harlem Renaissance, a major cultural movement, took place in Harlem, New York, roughly from 1918 to the mid-1930s. It thrived between the end of World War I and the Great Depression, a golden age for Black artists.
It thrived through the Great Depression. It thrived through the Great Depression because we were taught in school that it did not even start during the Great Depression. They just said it thrived during the Great Depression. You know why? Because we didn't care what was going on. They had rejected our money out the bank. So it wasn't affecting us. Well, what are you saying? What am I saying? This war is affecting us middle class people and not the rich people. What am I saying? Divine rejection. That rejection is God's divine protection. That's why we're now on the island of Dr. Monroe in the Epsom salt files. But let's look that up. We'll find that out real quick, Miss Tanya. Is Black Friday in slavery the time that they couldn't get any sales from black slaves? So that the claim that Black Friday originated from slave slaves is a persistent and widely debunked rumor. They say it's a rumor. The earliest record used for Black Friday actually refers to a financial disaster, which that's what I thought it was. The crash of the U.S. gold market. In September of 1869. See, that's when they started calling Chinese and Japanese people black. That didn't sound right. That's when they started calling Chinese and Japanese people Indians. I'm sorry. Because they had let a lot of Japanese people and Chinese people come here during the gold rush era. And when they got stuck here with the gold rush crash and stuff like that, the Black Friday, they put in the census records that they were Indians. Why? Because their eyes and their nose was different and they were not pale white, European white. So they got tired of calling us Indians. So they started calling us people of color, right? We went from painted people to people of color. Then after a while, they were putting down our tribes. They got tired of it. And then they started calling us Indians. And then next thing you know, they just started listing us as Negroes and blacks. And Jesse Jackson said in 1985, you know, when he was pushing the Rainbow Coalition as well, that we should be called African Americans because we came from Africa. And so therefore they started calling us African Americans. And now today we're listed as blacks. And it's up to us to find our culture. And if somebody, please order me a Ancestry.com, because I just can't remember to buy me an Ancestry.com kit. I want to be tested. So, as you can see, I don't know how many people I got on here. I don't have many, but we have had a really good lesson today. Let me see what time it is. I got to start warming this meat up. We have had an amazing time. I mean, like, this is deep, and I'm going to do part 2 tomorrow. We're going to go into the spiritual warfare and the things that we struggle with. And why do we have to keep being in bondage and in captivity? Because of our disobedience to God. You know, after the pandemic, the white people went back to church. We didn't go back to church. Their churches got full. Our churches got empty. To this day, even the mega churches that are black are not full. Hey, Jamet, I love you. Anything that we do, have you ever noticed that we are wrestling against our own self? Do you realize that every time God brings us out victorious, there are some people that don't see nothing but history repeating itself? And if you were not old enough to know what they did to slaves and your family members didn't teach you about how they mistreated us, you see how they're going in other countries, stealing their stuff, and how they're starting wars for no reason. Well, we wasn't bothering them in Africa, now was we? We wasn't even bothering them while we were here, were we? No, we were not. So they came here bothering us. So that's a prime example of you witnessing history, which we told you in the beginning was true. We told you in the beginning these things. We told you these things. But the problem is, some people are really seeing what their ancestors have done and is capable of doing. And was, say it again, capable of what? Doing. So, find it not strange that people of color don't learn our lesson. I'm finna skim this butter and this fat off of the top of this here gravy. I'm going to do it on both of them, and I'm going to use this fat butter in my rice. Find it not strange. Let me get my container I'm going to use. Find it not strange, though, because we don't even wrestle against our flesh and blood anyway. I have sat here for over almost 2 hours showing y'all the spiritual connectors to a lot of stuff that we face. We facing spiritual stuff. We're in a spiritual warfare. I try to tell y'all that. We're in spiritual warfare. There's a spiritual war going on. And as much as they want to, they really do want to fulfill the Bible. They are forcing the Bible to fulfill itself. They are. They are forcing the Bible to fulfill itself. But it really is not going to fulfill itself no faster than it's supposed to. Thank you, Mother Lord, for the stars. It's not. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. If the Bible told you that the first was going to be last and the last is going to be first, you better believe it. Now, it depends on how long we want to suffer and go through things. Because you think about it, the children of Israel, Moses and them wandered in that desert 40 years. But it wasn't supposed to take them that long. So we are so rebellious and stiff-necked, and we hard-headed. This is solid. We stiff-necked, rebellious people. We very hard-headed. So we don't get no opportunity, but either we're going to do it the way God tell us to do it, or we're going to have to suffer. And God has preserved us. He's kept us. And people cannot. I was looking up something the other day. I promise you. And it said that all humans, all race, and sapient race, it all came, they said, from apes. They say, they believe we all, every color, derived from being a monkey, an ape. And as we elevated and we learned, just like apes can, you look at a silverback gorilla, it can stand up on its own back legs. So when I was doing research, it said that apes and things like that learned to be higher intelligent beings. Over the course of time, they got smarter. So in other words, it said that all humanity was like that. It was not just black people. And it also indicated that Africa was over 2 million years old and the people there. So that our race began with black. I looked it up and it said all humanity, all of it began. And they said that European and different people, it hadn't even been 1 million years over the time that people got further and further from the sun. And they lightened up due to being further from the sun. See, that's why it's not really good to think you better than somebody if you don't realize that you had to come from me. I couldn't have come from you. No black person was going to just come out no white person. But a black person can have a white baby. I don't understand that. I don't know. But upon research and upon reading it, baby, we in every color. And we can have children, and they call them albinos. Because they say that the pigmentation, and there's something in it, and it can produce you looking like a strawberry. Just as white as you want to be. And they said that the albinos have to put them on, they don't have good vision. It says their vision is messed up because of this. And that but they also can be, how did it say? They can have glasses and they can put on contacts. But they can't be in the sun a lot. You might think, well, just go get in the sun and get dark. They can't. Because they can get skin cancer very easy as an albino. Ain't that something? I can sit up here and have a baby that looks all the way white. And I'm dark. And it's called an albino. But you ain't gonna find a white person have a black baby. Unless they've been sleeping with John Earl. With that heavy duty horse that he had to cut both of his holes in his pockets. And he had the holes in his pockets right here. Because he had to pull it to the side and wrap it and put it in a knot. Because it's been hanging down now. Then they gonna mess around and lie and act like they hadn't been out there to their plantation messing around with John Earl. And the proof is in the pudding. Yes, they have. Baby, yes they did. That's the only way that baby looking that color. You been out there saturating with saturate. That's what you been doing. That's what you been out there doing with saturate. Uh-huh. Albino. We can have us an albino. I was doing a lot. I said, I asked the Google, I said, Google, why do they say black people come from apes? Google said, that is a racial derogatory comment. All humans have been said to be coming from the beginning of life, from over millions of years as apes, developing into stronger animalistic, knowledgeable beings, which now are humans. I said, well, I be jumped around. So you're saying everybody was an ape? She says, as the skin color lightened, being farther from the sun, it changed and lightened the different shades. But as humanity, we are all the same human. Kind of made sense to me, seeing that you can use my heart, my kidneys, my lungs, and that your own brother and sister may not be a match for you. For no kidneys, for no lungs, for no liver, for nothing but a stranger. You can match their kidneys. Their heart can be put in you. Of course, if you died, but if we were not the same, why would you even let black people go on donor list? Things that make you go, So see, here's the thing. Y'all might as well get ready. They gonna hold me back. If y'all don't share me out, then people can't find me. I get emails all the time saying, Miss Tracey, I miss you. When you coming back? And I'm like, I'm having a hot flash, y'all. I'm like, I'm on every day. But they got me covered. Shadow banned. They're not showing me live. You just not gonna find me. Last week, we had 400-500 people on my live. 600. Now, the last few days, I can't get 200. Why? Because everything we've been talking about has come to pass. Even before it was announced on TV, and people were coming over here telling me I was a lie. Even when I said he wants war so he can declare martial law. Let me tell you something. He said it out of his own mouth. He said, you may never have to vote again. Who don't want to vote again? Why are you telling us we may never have to vote again? And we would get somewhere and we won't go to the voting polls. Tammy Tally, we won't go to the voting polls because we'll be like, I ain't voting. And he done discouraged us or told us it ain't going to be. You know you going to be busy. Go early voter. We already knew this was. Find it not strange when you losing in midterms that you don't start a war with people that ain't been bothering you. They ain't even bothered us. Why did we go over there messing with them? They were cleaning the oil that he had stole from Venezuela. Why are we messing with people that wasn't messing with us? Why we keep messing with everybody's leader? Now, I want y'all to hear this and hear this good. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to say it like I saw it. Listen to me, baby. You know how they say if we can have it, God can heal it? Listen to me. I'm finna go wash my hands, but when I see my hair ain't right, I have to play in it. Listen to me, and listen to me good. Hear me, hear ye, hear ye, hear me, hear ye, hear ye, hear me. Hear me out really good. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm about to say. These people are going through a holy time. They are praying on every move to make. These people know more about war than we will ever know, because they are in countries that are constantly in war. Hear me real good. These people, we got more against us. NATO is against us. We don't have a friend. There was a letter that was sent to our president that said, from the British government, Europe, please don't put us in this mess. We are friendly allies to people, and we don't have nothing to do. Nobody else is standing on the outside but Europe. They don't want to be forced to get involved. You don't have Russia. You don't, and you never had China. You never had China. Say it one more time. You ain't never had China. And China own more of us than we do. Hear me when I tell you, their kids. My brother-in-law told me, listen, in Russia, children, in order for you to stay in Russia, you gotta be in the military at least 2 years, or you cannot keep your citizenship. They take children in as early and start training them at 6 years old. They also strap. My brother-in-law say he's seen it. They use children and strap bombs on them. You keep thinking that, oh, all the sleeper cells is just right here or right there, or they got them in the big cities. No. They can be your next door neighbor. No. They can have somebody with kids on the school bus and running into something. No, they can come to a game and you think, oh, there's my doctor over there. Oh, over there, there's this. Oh, I've been seeing that kid since he grew up. He went to school. Now he's in the military. Sleeper cells can be they live in regular lives until they're called to duty. I'm telling you, my daughter said she witnessed it in Kuwait. My brother-in-law fought in the Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia war. He said it messed you up. He retired from working, and then now he's on his, he goes to the vet, doctor and everything. He get all that. But that stuff can give you PTSD. They don't have to get to us just in America. Your ship can be in Mexico, in the tourist area. If the cartel wants you, they can get you. They already said they're going to start going into the resort areas. You flying places, still acting like things are not going on. America is telling you, if you get caught any other country, you better figure out how to get home and have money. But yet we still flying everywhere. Exactly. If war takes place and a president is in office. Now keep in mind, a war don't have to last. It can last 60 days. But it also can last 6 years. Remember the Cold War? It lasted way after we quit hearing about it. That's how they ended up getting some of their places in different places. That's how they ended up getting military camps in different places, because of the Cold War. That war was dead. It was called Cold War because it kept going on long after we even knew it was still going on. So his goal is to say that you may never ever, that you'll never have to vote again. If they die in office, if he do it, the next one gonna want it. Just like the gnome who's got a Chrissy in it. They got rid of her because she admitted that he told her she could spend that $200-something million on those commercials and pictures. And he just relocated her somewhere else and put a man up here who was a in something fighter. And he was threatening to beat up somebody in Congress one day. So you just got somebody that's even heartless that don't care. And she gone on vacation. See, when they get scared, they go live on military bases. And see, you got to understand in the military, let me tell you how the military operate right now. Now during war, everybody's called. Most of the time, they give you your areas. Like if you're in Hawaii, they tell you if they go to war against these people, that's your region. That's where you go to war. But when in the case of having a shortage now, because you don't have no allies, no people to help you, everybody, it don't matter where you're going to be stationed at right now. If they tell you they need you. Listen, they was doing some training in Louisiana for a special group to come out of there. They canceled it. Now they done said for the 82nd branch, the 82nd group out of Fort Bragg to be on standby. That's for the boots on the grounds. So we're not safe. And I pray every day for my baby in the school. But let me tell you something what scared me, Kelly. You know what scared me? If we go try to hurt their kids, they're going to try to hurt ours. And that's what's scaring me right now. I'm being open with y'all. If we drop the bomb on their kids at a school, they going to... Have you ever heard an eye for an eye? Well, those people believe in that. They're the ones that believe if your eyes offend you, which causes you to sin, pluck them out. Remember, Israel, if you get caught stealing over there, they can cut your hands off. The Middle East is still under law and not grace. So my thing is, during the holy time, the Ramadan, we done killed their leader, and we done blew up a school with their children. Ours, they don't care. If we don't care for their children, baby, you better quit thinking they care about our children. So I pray every day, cover Avery, her school, all the schools, God, these children. The devil wants the next generation. And then you think about it. These kids are going in the military and enlisting at the age of 18. Them still babies. But Barron is 19. He ain't going. And none of the other grandkids, not even the son that sniffs, ain't none of them going. But it's our children. That's why I tell y'all, when you think it ain't nothing to pray for, please pray some more. When you get through praying, pray some more. I hate when Avery do that. I get something to get it up. When you think you're through praying, pray some more. When you get through, pray again. They are very angry. And if you go look at world news, they are talking about it. And he needs to take his big goofy self to the military. And then you got all these Christians sitting here with their arms all around this man, praying over him like he ain't causing all this. Like, he is not causing all this confusion. Honey, I'm telling you, the world of its own. Excuse me, y'all. Now, if y'all want to buy anything before I go, I'll be going to the post office. But if not, I'm going to get ready to bounce off of here anyway for the day so I can do my TikTok. I'm going to cook the cornbread over there on TikTok. And I'm finna do my rice over there. But like I say, I got all kind of sweets in there. I don't even have room to bake a cake because I got so many squares. But when I go to TikTok, they'll buy. Tracey, breaking news, attack outside of New York mayor's office. Possible. Oh my God. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go look at the news. Oh, let me get my phone. Hold on, let me see. Because I gotta go over here, finish cooking. Hold on, let's get the phone. Let's see what's going on the news real quick. Jimmy, I didn't take that shot no more. Hold on. Let's see. I don't know how to go. Breaking news, attack outside of the mayor's office in New York. Yes, they said the 2 men charged with supporting ICE in Gracie Mansion's attack. Federal prosecutor says that both men cited the Islamic State after they were arrested, and one said he wanted to cause more damage than the Boston Marathon bombing. No one was injured in the incident. This happened on Saturday. They're here, y'all. They're here. They're here. Do you have any orange squares? I don't know that I do. I don't think I got any. I got to make room to make more. Yeah, and see, you got to understand, when these people come against us, if they strap a bomb to themselves, if they die, they are honored in their country. And the country will take care of their family for the rest of their family's life. Listen, these people do not die in vain. They have been told, what you do for your country, your family will be compensated for it. Do y'all understand that? Long as you understand what I'm saying, they are not, it's not funny. They don't die in vain. That's nothing that we're talking about today. Don't send no laughing emojis. Because you laugh today and you can cry tomorrow. And especially when we start getting, because according to what I don't know, but according to what the international news is stating, there are more people that have actually died in this war than we are reporting. Right, martyrs. Yeah. There are more have been unalived than what our news is reporting. And they said that is because of fear. They don't want to put fear in America because they feel like if they put fear in America, it would shut them down. If you don't believe me, go Google that. Is there a 5-page deposition that was supposed to be released for us from Homeland Security? And they stopped it because they said that it would put us in a fear panic attack. So our government is keeping stuff from us. So in actuality, We don't really know how many people have actually died that's connected to this war. Go look it up. Say Google. Let me do it for you right here. Google, is there a 5-page deposition that has been released or will be released from Homeland Security about being protection in the United States during this war? Let me turn it around. Google is not reading it, but let me turn it around so you can see what Google said. Yes, reports indicate 5-page intelligence document, often referred to as the Joint Intelligence Bulletin's report regarding Homeland Security threats during the ongoing conflict with Iran, was prepared for release in early March. So let me break that down to you. The word is that it was prepared for release. What that means is it's there. It was put together for us, but they have not released it to us. But it exists. You're not going to find it, but it exists. I'm going to say it one more time. It exists. It's called Joint Intelligence Bulletin. Let's see if we say it like this. Joint Intelligence Bulletin from Homeland Security. Google, was a Joint Intelligence Bulletin put together for us, a 5-page from Homeland Security?
Homeland Security frequently issues joint intelligence bulletins to address various threats, including those related to anti-Semitic sentiment or infrastructure protection. These assessments often involve collaboration with other agencies to analyze and communicate potential risks.
Now watch this. Google, the Homeland Security put together the Intelligence Joint Bulletin for us during this war with Iran.
The Department of Homeland Security issued a terrorism advisory, warning that the conflict with Iran could lead to threats in the U.S., including cyber attacks, violence, and anti-Semitic hate crimes.
It was prepared, but it was not released. We're going to ask them, when will they release this bulletin? Google, when will Homeland Security release the 5-page bulletin for us concerning this war for protection? It won't say it when you're telling the truth. Based on reports from March 7th, I'm going to turn it around so you know I'm not lying. Based on reports from March 7, 2026, a 5-page Joint Intelligence Bulletin tentatively titled Public Safety Awareness Report, elevated threat in the United States during what? U.S.-Iran conflict, was prepared by the FBI Department of Homeland Security, but was what? Put on hold by who? Top White House officials after a scheduled Friday release. When you don't know what's going on in your own country, please take the opportunity and go listen to international news on YouTube. It will inform you of what so many people. Now, some of it you might pull up may not have a translator, so don't come ask me what was they talking about. I don't speak Arabic. I can't speak no other language. That's the downfall of America. Other countries speak multiple languages. We only spoke one. Why? Because we had dumb forefathers that didn't think that we would need to speak anything but what they wanted us to speak. So therefore, if you go over there to Lebanon, the Lebanese people speak 3 to 5 and they master 3 languages. When I battle other people from other countries, they speak multiple languages because they're taught to do that. I battled a girl from Germany and I said, do you speak Dutch? She said, I speak German. And she said, I speak German, French, and what did she tell me? And she said, because we have to learn multiple languages. She said, you all don't learn, she said, in English. And I said, no. She says, yes. In Germany, we speak German, we speak French, and we speak English. And they teach us at an early age so that we will be fluent. Those are intelligent beings when you can speak more than one. That's why so many Hispanic children are extremely smart, because they got to go home and translate to their parents a whole nother language. And they can turn their brains on and off to understand 2 different tongues. African children are smart. They can speak Igbo and English. They might be in Kenya where they speak French and English in their tribal language. We are the ones that sit around here and can't understand, but barely can understand each other. Let me get off of here before y'all get mad at me. And let me get this rice going. I'm finna go to TikTok because I'm not going to be up late and I'm not going to be on long. I'm going to do what I got to do over there. If you want to see more of me, I'm going to be on TikTok. I'm finna cook this here rice. And I'm finna make some cornbread. I'm going right now. If you want to order, email me. mamascomfortcooking@gmail.com. Get it while the getting is good. Baby, did I tell y'all, did you see those new tropical ones? They got 5 flavors in them. Banana, orange, pineapple, coconut, and strawberry. All together. All together. Seasoning should be available on Wednesday. I will have 16 ounce and 32 ounces. 16 go for 22. And the 32 ounce, it goes for 44. Now I'm going to tell you, we're getting less and less and less in your fill-up bottles. So if it ain't just hovering and you just got it, the round little circular area, there's nothing we can do about it. When they fill it, that's it. That's it, to the window, to the wall. Yes, Joanne. And I'm going to tell you something about white people right now. Hear me good. Listen to me about white people. I can't reiterate this enough. Not all white people are the same. Not all black people. You got white people with mixed children and grandchildren. Pray for them. They love them. It's hurting them because people act like they can't change their hearts. I know I get emotional. People love who they love. That's a wound, baby. You got people right now that's black. You got people that's white. And they have babies and they don't even want them. I got one. But when you have a child and it's mixed, and you got to go through all this scrutiny, and you love your children, and then your children go have children, love is love. And you can't separate them from their children. You cannot separate them because they married a black man and they had mixed kids. They love their children. This is not what y'all think. And this war is over religion. That's what it's over. When that guy told me that they was not going to bomb the Christian side of Lebanon, I knew then this is a spiritual war, and they want to waken up the war of Armageddon. I'm sorry. Y'all got to quit. Man, we would have never, ever, ever, ever made it. We would have never made it. We would have never made it through no Underground Railroad if it wasn't for some amazing white people that had a different heart. Go watch The Gray House, or The House of Gray. I think it's The Gray House. And it tells the story how a white family didn't believe in slavery. And they used their houses as Underground Railroads. And they educated their slaves and taught them to read. Oh my God, go watch it. Go watch it. It's on Prime. And how that's the reason why, along with the war, that we freed ourselves in 1865, 1863, and then the release in 1865. This is not a color thing. I promise you today. Today, God be my witness, it ain't about color. It is about money, and it's about religion. They want all of us to be Christians. They think God will bless them if everybody believes the God I do believe in. They want to get every Muslim, every Judas. Oh, they just picking their battles. They ain't messing with them Buddhists and them Judaism people yet. The word is yet. But they ain't gonna be able to stay here. The next thing you know, you better learn how to cook Chinese food. Lil Choi makes Chinese food. Like American. I don't know what the words say. Get somewhere. Some of the best. Watch The Birth of a Nation. Get somewhere and watch you some history and some documentaries. If you want to know about the Civil War, go watch that. I'm telling you right now, God has hearted people. And everybody, what's the name of it? It's called The Gray House. It's on Netflix. It's Gray. It is good. Not Netflix. It's on Prime. I said the wrong thing. It's on Prime. I'll show you what the picture looked like. It's a little mini series. The Gray House on Prime.
The Gray House, a Civil War spy drama, is available to stream exclusively on Prime Video starting February 26, 2026. Executive produced by Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman. The series stars Mary Louise Parker and features a female-led espionage network.
It's good. And let me show it to you. Let me see if I can pull it up. Now, they're talking about season 2 of The Gray House. I don't know about season 2. But season 1, it's good. I'm going to show you a little quick clip.
If we leave evil alone, are we responsible for it growing? What are you proposing?
You intend to turn the Underground Railroad into a spy network?
Instead of runaways, we shuttle messages up north. We position loyal patriots at strategic points. Confederate headquarters, brothels, camps, hospitals.
Mission is infested with traitors and spies!
I'm fighting to free us.
Or get us lynched.
Anybody suspected of treason will be prosecuted under martial law.
Y'all heard that word, martial law.
No doubt you will see this through. War is tragic. Clinging to the past is tragic.
What do you suggest we begin?
The Grey House.
Baby, baby, it's good. And when I tell you these white people strategize to get us free, when I tell you it was the Yankees versus us Southern people and how Jim Crow didn't want us free, and that's why you got Juneteenth, because long after we were free, they didn't know it in Texas. This shows you they went into the whorehouses and everywhere, and they had secretive passages to get black people to freedom. And they also gave plans and stuff to help with the war, right? And then they put us on the front line. We scared. We ain't never been able to hold no gun. And you put us there and tell us, if you win this war, you gonna be free from Mr. whooping you and aping you and all of that. And we went to work. And then the black woman. I don't want to tell you everything. But old sister can read. Baby, sister can read. While you sending her everywhere with them plans. Just like how Putin got ours. Oh, no, sir, I don't know what this is. I was told to get this to you, sir. They said get this to you right now, sir. What is it, sir? It looked like it's something encoded. Baby, she could read and write better than anybody because her white owners taught her to. And she, along with a few more that could read on that plantation, were spies. Clock that T. That's what they say. You better clock that T. Clock it. Clock it. Baby, I'm going to go watch it again. The people that lived on the Gray Plantation, they could read. They also got Chicken George in there. What's that man that played Chicken George on Roots? He on it. Baby, it's good. Baby, it's good. When I get through, if I can run through TikTok and get some of this gift gallery filled real quick, I'm getting off. I'm going back in there. I'm going to eat my dinner. I'm going to make this cornbread because I haven't really been eating. I had a Winnie one day. And yesterday, Eddie got me some, I had a drink. And then he got me some bell peppers and onions. What you call that? Fajita thing? I ate about 2 of those. But it had Ben Vereen in there. Ben Vereen. Baby, let me tell you. I don't even know. I guess no slave was really fat back then. Because I don't know how your shoulders could fit into some. Did you see recently the slave quarters that they found in New York? Did y'all see that? They found in a house a little part of the Underground Railroad. Let me Google it. I want you to see it from somebody else because y'all will say I'm lying. Google, in New York, they found a part of the Underground Railroad in a house. Do you have a picture? Let me show it to you. This is recently, y'all. This was found in New York. Let's wait for the commercial. This just recently came on the news. I hope y'all seen it. They showed it 2 weeks ago. Hold on, we got to wait till after the commercial.
No surprises.
Hold on, I'm going to show it to you as soon as the commercial's over.
A hidden chapter of history that was quietly waiting in plain sight has just been uncovered in Manhattan, concealed behind a second-floor dresser at the Merchant's House Museum. So easy to overlook that this underground railroad passage stayed hidden for more than a century. And for those who knew it was there, it meant the difference between slavery and freedom. Eyewitness News anchor Michelle Charlesworth shines a new light on New York City's secret path to liberty.
Historians believe this hidden area in a closet wall was part of the Underground Railroad.
So this is a closet.
Yes, these are built-in drawers from 1832.
A hidden space in which a formerly enslaved person running for his or her life could hide.
So this is basically the way in, right?
That's
And sometimes
correct.
This might be this way, because this would be a tell.
A place that certainly evokes fear, but also hope.
Oh my heavens.
It's a really powerful space.
The one secret hidden space is under a bottom drawer of a closet between bedrooms in this house.
This passage is extremely hidden. We're behind these built-ins, and there is no domestic purpose for a passage like this.
That was built by an abolitionist in 1832. His name was Joseph Brewster.
You sort of go in legs first and you catch the top of the ladder and then you're able to climb down.
The home is now the Merchants House Museum, almost 200 years old. The museum has known this unusual space was part of the original 1830s house.
The story goes in our institutional archives that painters came and they removed the drawers to paint, and that's when the passage was discovered.
What they just learned was that the owner and builder was an abolitionist.
The
An
builder
abolitionist,
was
a white man, he
intimately
helped
involved with
us.
The design of the house and the construction of the house.
Was this a hiding place or a passageway down to the basement and a way
A
out?
big part of our research has been to look for other spaces like this.
The passageway is literally right back here. Pocket doors are usually installed to save space, but this was a lot of space that was built around the pocket doors. So this hiding place was in plain sight. This homeowner had everything to lose, yet he built this into his brand new home.
In New York at the time, it was extremely dangerous for Black New Yorkers, but it was also dangerous for people who assisted freedom seekers, really were risking their livelihoods and their lives. There are no other spaces that really still exist
sure are not.
intact like this. And so that's part of what makes this passage such an important find.
In the East Village at the Merchants House Museum, Michelle Charlesworth, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Let me tell you, I started watching news. I'm finna get off of here. I started watching news when I was in elementary school. Around the 6th and 7th grade, we had to take a class, and we had to have current affairs is the name of the class. And it got me to watching news because every night we had to watch the current affairs of what took place so that our principal would come and quiz us. Our vice principal was our teacher. So that got me watching. And ever since then, I have watched my current affairs. I sleep with the news. I wake up with the news. And I pay attention to my surroundings. So with that being said, if you want to purchase something, email me at mamascomfortcooking@gmail.com so that I can get it in the mail. It's supposed to be raining a few days. Y'all know I don't go out in the rain. So if you know you want to get something from me, you let me know so I can start sealing it, packaging it. If I have a sleeve of orange, I may have one sleeve. I just dreamed that people were paying you money doing seminars and was advocating for you. I was bringing in the people. I'm not sure if you would do this or not, but you and your program was successful, very successful. You were doing this virtual, could be done. Listen, anything other than going over here asking these people to support me on TikTok, it is a financial drain for those people to support me. And it is so taxing. But I have no other resource right now. I cook, I bake, I sell, and over here, everything is really free. And that's why so many people go in different places. So, you know, my thing is, however the Lord provides and make a way of escape, I want it. Because I don't want to continue to have to go to TikTok and battle. That stuff is not good for me. But right now, that's what's paying me. So I'm finna get ready to go over there. I want y'all to hear this. I might get cut off. But listen.
Right now, it looks like another change to the regime may be coming soon at the hands of the United States, as Donald Trump, according to the Wall Street Journal, has told aides privately that Iran's new supreme leader, the son of the late Ayatollah, is not acceptable and he would be open to his death. Trump also told NBC News that he doesn't know if it's going to last, that he thinks Iran has made a big mistake. Essentially, the new supreme leader of Iran is now a marked man, according to the Wall Street Journal. Now, it comes as the United States has faced some more losses in this war. According to CBS News, the United States has now lost 11 Reaper drones, MQ-9 Reaper drones, as part of this war. That number, the longer this war goes, is only going to increase. Each Reaper drone costs millions of dollars
They're not,
to
but
produce.
it's okay. I'm going to stay on
and
him,
so
Miss
the
Elma.
United States is going to have to essentially reproduce them somehow. Spread the word.
The only way
Full
we make
updates on my
money is from
Substack. As always,
stars
link
and
to bio,
supporter
subscribe
badges.
for free. Follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. More to come soon. We have some major Iran news right now. Looks like
Let me
another
explain this to you. Facebook don't pay us no more. Our supporters have to. They took the commercials away. So what does that mean? Nobody want commercials no more. DEI removed them. So now if you don't get supporter badges or give me stars, we don't make it. $1,300 is $13 I made. And 1,000 of it came from Mother Laura. So I do research and I do talking, but I don't get commercials. You don't see commercials. People keep saying, yes, I do. No, you don't. You don't. And what they just said to you was, that's news on TikTok. What the man was saying is that the new leader of Iran, the son of the man he just murdered, he just put out a hit on him. Yes, Tracey Good deals with me in dreams. He shows me everything that happens currently, not everything, including China, Russia, and I've seen it. I cried. Y'all told me to tell y'all. Then people said I was lying. I've been dogged out for just doing spiritual things and telling y'all what thus said the Lord. Let me tell you something. I want to get back to just reading my Bible. You can incorporate Christianity, American history, and Black history all together. But you got to stay on top. And he's now threatening the new leader. Now they're going through their Holy Week. And they have to fast and pray. But they've already said when they get through, we're in trouble. And they want him. They want him. I got to get this right. Yeah, they want him more than anything. More than anything, honey. So, yeah. right, y'all, I put my stuff up. I like order. You may not believe it, but I do. All right, I love y'all. I'm going to FB. I don't want to. I want to stay on here a little while. How the government, what you say? What did you say, Mama? Why is Iran business the United States business? It's not. It's what he wants. You know, you see old commercials. I keep telling y'all that. I can't keep it. How the government knows the other country has devices to use like a microwave and mess with people's minds and bodies. First of all, how in the world did Russia know where our military bases and our plans? Why are they using their equipment to help Iran find our military ships and our bases? Secondly, in war, you have to have allies that will help you fight in case your people are injured or all your drones are shot down. We have fell out with NATO, so we don't have that. So we're working against time. Yeah. So truth of the matter is, everything ain't being told to us. Truth of the matter is, we can't get over one thing. Now you after Cuba. You done mess with Mexico. You done mess with Venezuela. Now you messing with Iran. You done mess with Iceland. You done mess with Greenland. It's to the point that you can't only have so many enemies before it's not looking like it's them, but it's us. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go over here to somewhere. I just don't feel like it today. But I done realized over here, I gotta do it, because if I don't, you can give them the day off. They still ain't gonna help you. My people done shut down on me over here. That's one reason why it changes my spirit. But I don't got no choice. Right now, I don't. But I'm like that lady said, you never know what God is opening up. You never know. So with that being said, come on over here. We're going to finish cooking this rice. We're going to get this rice going. I'm going to play my music and relax. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow, Lord willing. I just sent an email for some seasoning. Seasonings will be in on Wednesday. All right? I love y'all. See you later, honeybees. I got to go over here. I got to go to school.